game will come when the true villain reveals himself and you're able to convince the Stooges you're all on the same side. They won't help you out any more successfully than they help the antagonist, but at least you won't have to fight them anymore. I'm thinking Vixen Wedge, Salt, and Pepor, that kind of thing.
This is a personal favorite of mine. Number 62, the 1,000-year rule. The ancient evil returns to savage the land every 1,000 years on the dot, and the last time it showed up was just about 999.9878 years ago. Despite their best efforts, heroes out of the past were never able to do more than seal the evil away again for the future to deal with, which brings up the question of just how exactly does this sealing away work anyway, but never mind. The good news is that this time the evil will get destroyed permanently. The bad news is you're the one that's going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Dark Dragon from Shining Force, and, well, probably about 10 billion other... Oh, and Xeon from Shining Force 2.
And to some extent, Zelda. Even though you're actually the one doing the sealing a lot of the time.
Yeah,
well, yeah, it's always the last Link who did it.
To an extent,
Twilight Princess had this bunch of wizards who did it.
To an extent, Final Fantasy X does it too, but it's not 1,000 years, it's only 10.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
they got
to an extent, yeah.
To
the point where the evil had already returned by the time the game began.
Number 63, Principle of Narrative Efficiency. If the main villain, or the enemy you've been trying to kill for most of the game before he summons the real final villain, was ever defeated in the past by another group of adventurers, one of them will secretly be in your party, and one of them will be the hero's father.
Wow, that sums up Auron except for the father part. Oh yes, that's Auron and the father, yes. Wait, what? Star Wars, what? Oh, well, I guess, yes. But I'm thinking Final Fantasy X, since it's obviously where it's gonna where that's what that's aimed at. Number 64. How do you say this name?
Ayn Rand.
Alright, whatever, Rand's Revenge. Outside the major cities, there is no government whatsoever. Of course, perhaps that explains why it's so difficult and dangerous to get anywhere outside the major cities.
Bioshock.
Indeed.
Bioshock, because that entire game was based off of Ayn Rand's philosophy, but whatever.
Oh, I see.
I think Chrono Trigger to an extent, because there's no other besides the main continent, especially in the past. There's no government besides in the main continent. Especially in the future world where there's just no government, period.
Well, yeah, but that's because the future world is an apocalypse, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, if you want to count the robotic... What was the name of the mother, I think it was, right?
Yeah,
never mind. Continue on. Oh, it's my turn, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Number 65. First law of travel. Anything can become a vehicle. Castles, cities, military academies, you name it. So do not be alarmed when the stones of an ancient fortress you are visiting shake underfoot and the whole thing lifts off into the sky. As a Okay, you say that word.
Corollary.
As a corollary.
Anything as capable of flight as it would be cool. Aeronautics or even basic physics be damned.
I would like to think of the drill prison in Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes,
Figaro Castle in Final Fantasy VI.
You stole mine. Damn it. I'm trying to think of one that you two haven't said yet, but I can't think of one. Damn it.
Number 66. The second law of travel. There will only be one of any non-trivial type of vehicle in the entire world. Thus, only one ocean-capable steamboat, only one airship, and so forth. Massive facilities will have been constructed all over the world to service this one vehicle.
And we're going to go through 8 laws of travel, so I'll take the next one. 67, third law of travel. The only way to travel by land between different areas of a continent will always be through a single narrow pass in a range of otherwise impenetrable mountains. Usually, a palace or monastery will have been constructed in the pass, entirely filling it, so that all intracontinental traffic is apparently required to abandon their vehicle and go on foot upstairs and through the barracks, library, and throne room to get to the other side. This may explain why most people just stay home. Parentheses. In some cases, a cave or underground tunnel may be substituted for the palace or monastery, but it will still be just as inconvenient with the added bonuses of cave-ins and nonsensical elevator puzzles.
The Mines of Moria.
That cave at the beginning of Final Fantasy V, which forces you to abandon your precious chocobo.
Not the chocobo!
Not Boko!
Do you ever get Boko back? I haven't played far enough into that
temporarily,
game.
after the two worlds merge.
Yay! Wait, what do you mean temporarily?
After the two worlds merge, you control. I've only played and beaten Final Fantasy once. Well, Final Fantasy V once. So it's kind of a blur. But there's after the two worlds merge, you control. I don't remember what her name is. Temporarily, and you fight an ant lion. And I think that one of the character, and you get trapped. You get caved in, and some character throws down a rope. It turns out to be Boko.
Boko throws down a rope.
Yeah, apparently it's a really smart chocobo.
Apparently, one who can go into a town and buy a rope.
You control it temporarily. Yeah, I'm not even going to ask the transaction process of how Boko got
let's just move on. This is making my brain hurt.
Number 68, the fourth law of travel. 3 out of every 4 vehicles you ride on will eventually sink, derail, or crash in some spectacular manner.
Oh, ain't that the truth. Number 69, the fifth law of travel. All vehicles can be driven or piloted by anyone. The main character just needs to find out where the bridge or steering wheel is, as he already knows all of the controls to his newly acquired submarine. That last one was my ad.
You talking about
the submarine in Final Fantasy VII? Yes, you just instantly know how to control the bastard.
Except for Selfie in 8 when the missile base where she just taps on stuff.
Yeah, well, the fun thing about how Selfie winds up becoming the pilot of the airship in that game is that she scares everyone half to death at first. I can't really quite believe that she got the hang of the controls, but it was kind of funny.
Number 70, the sixth law of travel. Nobody gets to own a cooler ride than you. If you ever do see a cooler vehicle than you've got one now, at some point before the end of the game, you will either take over this vehicle, get something even bigger and better, or see it destroyed in a glorious blaze.
The Invincible from Final Fantasy IX comes to mind. It's okay. 71. Wait, it's your turn, Ryan.
Okay, 71. Seventh law of travel. When on a voyage to another continent, the journey will last for as long as it takes to talk to the other passengers and the captain. Yeah, that happens a lot. The SS Anne comes to mind in Pokemon.
Yes. 72. Eighth law of travel. There are no shortcuts, ever. Unless you are forced to take them, in which case they will be much longer and more dangerous than your original route.
Of course.
Oh wait, there's one more.
Yeah, number 73, the last law of travel, the Big Joe rule.
I wish this were called the Big Johnny rule. That would have been funnier.
As has been described, you must endure great trials just to get from town to town, locating different vehicles, operating ancient transport mechanisms, evading military blockades, the list goes on. But that's just you. Every other character in the game seems to have no trouble getting to any place in the world on a moment's notice.
Indeed, that
also,
always...
like the guy in the street who knows everything you've been up to.
Yeah.
I will I will give Final Fantasy XII this. They do not do that. One of your characters just owns an airship from the start, and you get access to it pretty early on, although you don't get immediate control of it.
Number 74. If you meet the Buddha in a random encounter, kill him! When you're out wandering around the world, you must kill everything you meet. People, animals, plants, insects, fire hydrants, small cottages, anything and everything that just